The rain was falling softly over a quiet American town when Lily stepped off the bus with nothing but a small suitcase and a tired heart. She had just left behind a life full of pain, broken promises, and dreams that never came true. No one in this town knew her, and that was exactly what she wanted. A fresh place, a fresh start, and maybe, just maybe, a reason to smile again. Across the street, a small cafe glowed warmly under yellow lights. Lily walked inside, hoping for coffee and silence. Behind the counter was a young man named Ethan. He had kind eyes, the type that noticed when someone was hurting, even if they didn't say a word. "Long day?" he asked gently as he handed her a cup. "Long life," Lily replied with a faint smile. From that moment, something quiet but powerful connected them. Lily started visiting the cafe every morning. Sometimes they talked about small things, like movies or music, and sometimes about deep things, like fear, regret, and hope. Ethan never pushed her to explain her past, but somehow she felt safe enough to slowly open up. One evening, Lily finally told him the truth. She had been in a toxic relationship, one where love was used as a weapon. She had lost her confidence, her money, and almost her belief in herself. Coming to this town was her escape. Ethan listened without interrupting. When she finished, he simply said, "You're not broken, you're just healing." Those words stayed in her heart. Weeks passed, and Lily found a small job at a bookstore. Ethan helped her move into a tiny apartment. Slowly, life started to feel normal again. But one day, Lily's past came back. Her ex-boyfriend, Mark, found her. He stood outside the cafe, angry and demanding she come back with him. Lily froze in fear. The memories rushed back like a storm. Ethan stepped forward. "She doesn't belong to you anymore," he said calmly. Mark laughed. "You don't know her like I do." Ethan looked at Lily. "I know who she is now, and she's stronger than you think." With trembling hands, Lily finally spoke. "I'm not afraid of you anymore. I choose my own life." Mark realized he had lost control. He walked away, leaving behind the last shadow of Lily's old life. That night, Lily cried, not from fear, but from relief. Ethan sat beside her, holding her hand. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. Months later, Lily had changed. She laughed more, walked taller, and dreamed bigger. She started writing again, something she had once loved but had given up. Ethan encouraged her every step of the way. One evening, they sat on a hill watching the sunset. "Do you ever regret coming here?" asked Ethan. Lily smiled. "It was the best mistake I ever made." They didn't rush into love, but what grew between them was deeper than anything Lily had ever known. It was built on trust, respect, and quiet understanding. In that small American town, a broken woman found a new beginning, and a kind-hearted man found someone worth waiting for. And together they proved that even the most damaged hearts can find their way back to light. The sun was just rising over a quiet American city when Anna stood on the bridge, staring at the water below. The world around her was waking up, but inside, she felt empty. Her life had been full of disappointments, broken relationships, and dreams that never came true. She was tired of being strong, tired of pretending everything was okay. Just a few blocks away, Michael was finishing his night shift as a taxi driver. He had spent years driving strangers around the city, listening to their stories, their pain, and their hopes. He always helped others, but no one ever really asked how he was doing. His life felt lonely, even though he was always surrounded by people. That morning, Michael got one last call. A woman needed a ride near the bridge. When he arrived, he saw Anna standing there, looking lost. Something about her face told him she was not just waiting for a taxi. "Are you okay?" Michael asked softly as she got into the car. Anna didn't answer at first. Tears filled her eyes. "I don't know anymore. Michael didn't push her. He just started driving slowly, letting the silence feel safe. After a few minutes, Anna finally spoke. She told him about her past, an abusive relationship, losing her job, being betrayed by the people she trusted most. She felt like she had nothing left. Michael listened, his hands tight on the steering wheel. He had heard many stories, but hers felt different. It felt real, deep, and painfully honest. "You don't have to decide everything today," he said. "Sometimes surviving one more day is enough." Those words stayed with Anna. Instead of asking to be taken back to the bridge, she asked him to take her anywhere else. He drove her to a small diner by the river. They had coffee together, two strangers sharing one quiet moment. Days turned into weeks. Anna started meeting Michael after his shifts. They talked about everything, their past, their fears, and the dreams they were too scared to say out loud. Michael told her how he had once wanted to be a writer, but gave it up after life became too hard. Anna smiled for the first time in a long time. "You should write again. Your words saved me." Slowly, Anna began to heal. She found a small job, rented a tiny apartment, and started believing in herself again. Michael also changed. He started writing short stories in his free time, inspired by Anna's strength. But life tested them again. Anna's ex-boyfriend found her and tried to drag her back into her old life. Fear filled her heart, but this time she wasn't alone. Michael stood by her side. "You don't own her," Michael said firmly. "She's not the same woman you broke." Anna looked at her past and finally spoke with courage. "I choose myself." That moment changed everything. Months later, Anna and Michael stood on that same bridge where they first met. But this time, Anna wasn't looking down. She was looking forward. "Thank you for stopping that taxi," she said. Michael smiled. "Thank you for choosing to stay." In a world full of broken people, two lost souls found healing in each other, not because they were perfect, but because they were willing to try again. The cold wind moved through the streets of a small American city as Sarah walked alone, holding her coat tightly around her. Her life had fallen apart in ways no one could see. From the outside, she looked normal, but inside, she was exhausted, heartbroken, and close to giving up. She had just left a job where she was treated unfairly and a relationship where she was never truly loved. That night, she sat on a park bench, staring at her phone, scrolling through old photos that reminded her of everything she had lost. Tears rolled down her face, but she wiped them away quickly. She didn't want to be weak anymore. Across the street, a food delivery driver named Daniel was finishing his last order of the night. He noticed Sarah sitting alone, shaking in the cold. Something about her felt familiar. The quiet sadness, the feeling of being invisible. He walked over carefully. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked softly. Sarah looked up surprised. "I don't even know how to answer that." Daniel offered her a cup of hot coffee he had just bought. "At least this might help." That simple act of kindness opened something in Sarah. They started talking, slowly at first, then more honestly. She told him about how she had trusted the wrong people, how her dreams were pushed aside, and how she felt like she didn't belong anywhere anymore. Daniel listened. He told her how he once dreamed of opening his own restaurant, but life forced him into endless delivery jobs just to survive. He felt stuck, just like she did. That night, they sat in the park for hours, two strangers sharing the pain they never told anyone else. Over the next few weeks, they kept meeting. Daniel would bring food, and Sarah would bring stories. She started laughing again. He started believing again. Slowly, something warm grew between them. Not just love, but understanding. But Sarah's past came back. Her former boss, who had treated her badly, tried to destroy her reputation when she refused to return to work. Rumors spread, and Sarah felt the old fear coming back. This time, she didn't run.
With Daniel by her side, she stood up for herself. She found legal help, spoke the truth, and won back her dignity. Months later, Sarah opened a small online business using her skills. Daniel saved enough to open a tiny food truck. They supported each other every step of the way. One evening, standing in front of Daniel's food truck under glowing city lights, Sarah smiled and said, "You didn't just give me coffee that night, you gave me my life back." Daniel took her hand, "And you reminded me why dreams are worth chasing." In a world that had broken them both, they built something beautiful together, not because life became easy, but because they faced it together. The city lights of a quiet American town flickered as night fell. Emily sat alone in her small apartment, staring at an eviction notice lying on the table. She had lost her job, her savings were gone, and the people she trusted had walked away when she needed them the most. Her phone was silent. No calls, no messages. She felt invisible. On the other side of town, Ryan was driving his old pickup truck, delivering packages late into the night. He worked long hours just to pay for his younger sister's college fees after their parents passed away. He was always tired, but he never complained. Helping others gave his life meaning. That night, Ryan had one final delivery. The address was Emily's building. When he knocked on her door, Emily opened it slowly, her eyes red from crying. "Package for you," Ryan said gently. She took the box, but her hands were shaking. Ryan noticed. "Are you okay?" Emily hesitated. Then the truth poured out. She told him about losing everything, about how she felt like a failure. Ryan listened quietly, not judging, not rushing her. Sometimes life pushes us to the ground, but it doesn't mean we're meant to stay there. Those words stayed with Emily long after Ryan left. The next day, Emily found a note in her package. It was from Ryan. He had written, "You're stronger than you think. Don't give up." It was a small thing, but it meant everything. Days turned into weeks. Ryan kept delivering to her building, and each time they talked more. Emily slowly started to smile again. She told Ryan about her dream of becoming a graphic designer. Ryan encouraged her to apply for online freelance work. One day, Emily got her first small project. It didn't pay much, but it gave her hope. Ryan celebrated with her like it was the biggest victory in the world. But then, trouble came. Emily's landlord was ready to throw her out. Ryan refused to let that happen. He helped her move her things to his spare room until she could get back on her feet. Living together wasn't easy at first, but it brought them closer. Emily worked hard, taking every small job she could find. Ryan worked even longer hours. Months later, Emily's work went viral online. She got a big contract and finally paid off her debts. She moved into her own place again, but this time she wasn't alone in her heart. Standing on her new apartment balcony, Emily looked at Ryan and said, "You didn't just deliver a package. You delivered hope." Ryan smiled. "You just needed someone to believe in you." In a world that often feels cold, two strangers found warmth in each other and turned pain into a new beginning.